Hey guys, what's up? How are you today? Shall we look at grief differently? I'm sure many of you might have come across some sort of grief in some way in your life, and that too in this pandemic period. Grief is a common emotion that we come across everywhere. Let's talk about it in detail, and just before that I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Nila, and if you don't know me, please visit my website infinitehealing.co.uk. I'm an entrepreneur, a coach, healer, author, etc. Okay, now let's talk about grief. I am probably one of the best candidates or one of the worst candidates to talk about grief. Why? I lost my baby in 1997. Okay, so and I mourned for him for 8 years. Not 1 year, not 2 years, 8 years. People could have one glance and tell me that I was in extreme grief. That's how I was, just for a baby who lived with me for 5 days. Okay, and then things changed overnight when I started doing my mediumship training. So one day in the circle, in the development circle, my son came through, the spirit came through and asked me, hey, we had this agreement, right? I wanted to be here for 5 days on the planet, and you were willing to give me that experience. And now, why are you seeing yourself as a victim? I chose you and you agreed. And why is this victimhood now? I was actually seeing myself as a victim. Definitely. That changed my world. The grief lifted up. And I also read in one of the books from a medium, another medium, and who had shared her experience with another spirit. And the statement was, don't make our graves an excuse not to live your life. So that's what I was doing for 8 years. I was mourning. I refused to be happy. I made my son as an excuse not to live my life. What if it could be different? Leave alone my experience. Just think about this example. So you definitely might have somebody, a loved one, living far away from you. Could be your parents, your children, spouse or siblings, living somewhere else, even if it is next door. Right now, can you see them? Can you talk to them? Right now, right here. They are not where you are physically, right? But you know that they are alive. You don't mourn for them, correct? So like that, the people who pass away, they are there in a different dimension. They just change from form to formless, or in other words, they just shed their form. And they just remain formless. All of us, when we like to come into this planet, we just acquire a body. We create a body. But as the infinite awareness, we are everywhere and we have a body. When they transition, they just drop the body. If you conclude that just because they drop the body, they are not altogether vanished, altogether destroyed, is that a contribution to them? What if they just dropped the body and moved on in their journey, in the eternal journey? I have seen people being very, very angry at the loved ones who have passed on as well. They feel like abandoned them. What if it's a choice they made? What if they are not a victim of life? What if it was their conscious choice? From mind's point of view, you may not be able to grasp this. What if it is a choice? What if coming into the world is a choice and leaving is a choice as well? If you think it's not a choice and they were a victim, would that be honoring of them, or is it dishonoring of their choice? So one possibility you are seeing is victimhood. Okay, so somebody passed away, they didn't have choice, so they were victims. And another possibility is that they chose to move on, not their mind, not their mind, but the eternal, the infinite being, the soul. What if in that level they chose to move on? So that is also a possibility, right? Even if you analyze, the probability is same for both. One is victimhood and another is empowerment. Which do you think is more honoring of the being? Seeing them as a victim or as someone who had choice? If you can look at it this way, maybe, unlike me, you will allow them to move on. You will still sense the possibility of communicating with them. Like me, I am a medium. Yeah. So, what if you can acknowledge that they are present? They did not perish. And then tap into the possibility of sensing their energy, receiving messages from them. Are you willing to be open for this? Just a slightly different way of looking at it. If you think being sad or grieving is honoring of them, I can tell you from my experience of grief as well as of mediumship that it is not. 99% of the time, the people who come through, the spirit who come through, they ask us to move on, live our life. Holding on to them, their memories, may not be a contribution to them. You can celebrate their memory. You can celebrate the fact that you had the opportunity of spending time with them. But if you are holding on to the memories so that you can limit yourself from living your life, that may not be a contribution either to you or the other being. So what if you can simply celebrate their life, however short it was, whether it's 5 days like my son, or 50 years, or 90 years. What if you can honor yourself for giving them the opportunity to experience you on the planet? Would you be just willing to see things slightly differently and see how that contributes to you? We can talk more about grief maybe some other time. I may have given an overdose right now. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I don't think I'm trying to minimize your grief. Not really. I've been there, and through my work, a lot of people have chosen something other than grief, and their lives have changed massively. So I am just throwing out that opportunity, that possibility. It's totally up to you to take it or leave it. Okay, either way, there is no judgment from me. Take care, and if you like the video, please share, like, and comment. So every week I choose someone to gift something when they comment. Okay, thank you. Take care. I will see you again some other time. Bye.